like carnivore and keto have been espoused as long-term plans. Here's I think my biggest question is the sugar diet like a cut for a bodybuilding show, or is this appropriate for somebody who's 500 pounds and going like, I need to lose weight? Is that something they would do for a year, or is this like because like I did the first weight I lost, I went from 550 to around 480 through a liquid diet. And I never actually put any of that weight back on. From 480 to 200, I bounced around a lot for years and years and years, up and down, up and down, up and down. But I never went back into the weight I had lost on the liquid diet. Now I would go to just about anybody who's 500 and plus pounds, even 400 plus pounds. And I would say, like, yeah, you could totally start with a liquid diet, get some momentum, and then we would want to veer you off because I don't think that's a great plan to get you all the way to where you want to go. Because the minute you start eating again, here comes the weight. You know what I mean? It's also would be really tough to stick to something like that for however long it would take to lose hundreds of pounds.
So there's more stricter versions of this. The way that I look at it is like initially I thought this was like, oh, this is a fast. This is something that you do for a week or two, or this is just an intervention that you use periodically, like you use it like 3 times a week. Or if you're not, you're pretty happy with your body, but you want to keep fat off, maybe use it a couple times a month. And the heavier that you are, maybe the more frequently that you use it. And then maybe you do it, I don't know, 100 days out of 200 days or something like that. And you get pretty strict with it and you knock off a bunch of weight. But after, doing it and then communicating with a lot of people and helping people through this, I started to realize like it's a system and it can kind of be, you could curtail it to just about anybody. So if somebody is lean and they want to get leaner, then they're just going to use sugar fasting however much they need to get them in the appropriate shape that they're looking for. So that would be, in my opinion, for someone that's already in good shape, that's very active, maybe just do it every other day. What you do on the in between days is obviously going to be really important, but you could just do a standard bodybuilding diet and that would be great. If you're someone that's lifting and running and you're active and you need the starches and the glucose and so forth, then that would probably work awesome. If you're really, really heavy, then you're going to have to put consecutive days of sugar fasting together. And you also might not be able to go outside of fruit and fruit juice. Like you might be really confined because what you did with the liquid diet and what we can do with any diet, by the way, we can take any single food and just say, hey, if you just eat this single food, it's going to be really hard for you to fall off. It's going to not hard for you to fall off because it's always easy to fall off. It's going to be hard to overeat on one food
Right.
because
There's a diet called the Beverly Hills diet, which I was put on as a little kid, which I know there's more to it than this, but my memory was just days and days of pineapple. That's it. I would be given you can you eat yourself silly on pineapple, and then maybe on like the seventh day you get bananas, and the bananas were like this miraculous thing, because like suddenly my mouth isn't on fire or like scorched from the enzymes in the pineapple. Um,
you get food adverse.
right. You can't do it.